Alright, figure 4. We got to figure out this angle here, theta. We are given the three sides. This is a very simple law of cosines. The law of cosines, I think of it like the Pythagorean theorem. It says the one leg squared, in this case the hypotenuse squared equals the a squared plus b squared. But then I got to take away something in the law of cosines. Now this c squared will always be the piece that's across from the angle you're dealing with. So what we're going to subtract is we're going to subtract 2 times the two legs that are right here that form that angle times the cosine of the angle. So all I got to do is fill in, and that's going to be the only unknown piece. So c squared is a piece across from the angle. So I'm going to have 28 squared. The one leg squared, we'll use that as 27 squared. The other leg, 25 squared minus 2 times the 1 times the other leg times the cosine of theta. And we do not know what theta is. That's what we're trying to find. So now I got to go in here and put all this. Well, let's see. 28 squared is 784. 27 squared is 729. 25, that's 625. There's a plus between them. Minus 2 times 27 times 25 is 1,350 times this unknown value. Now, the biggest mistake that happens is people try to go, oh, 729 plus 629 minus 1350. That 1350, 1,350, is connected to this. It's being multiplied by some unknown. You can't, that's like a variable piece, 1,350x. You wouldn't combine 1,350x with that number and that number. You would know better. It's the same thing. You can't combine it when we're doing a multiplication here. Now, I can't add these two. 729 and 625 is 1,354. So I have 784 equals 1,354 minus the 1,350 times this unknown value. Well, I got to get this by itself. Well, first I got to move the 1354 over here. So I'm going to minus 1,354 from both sides. That's going to give me negative 570 equals negative 1,350 times the cosine of theta. Now we simply, to get rid of multiplication, we divide by negative 1,350. See, this problem takes a lot longer than the basic law of cosine problems. I'm going to get this 42222, looks like the 2's repeating, is equal to, in this case, the cosine of theta. How do we get theta by itself? Well, in this situation, to get theta by itself, to get rid of the word cosine, you take the inverse cosine. So we're going to take the inverse cosine here, which means we're going to do it here to that number, and we'll get our answer. In this case, theta is approximately, when I do the inverse cosine of 0.42222, it's going to give me 65 degrees. About 65 degrees. So that angle right there is about 65 degrees. A lot of math, but it's just a bunch of calculations and multiplication. Nothing big. It's like Algebra 1. Just takes a few steps. No big deal. You have to work it like this when you're trying to find the angle. Okay, that's the only way to do it. You got to work it. Got to take your time. There you have figure number 4.